The Midday Mix on Mix 93.8.
Business Boost is brought to you by Mix 93.8 and the National Small Business Chamber, turning small business into big business.
On the line with me, I have Mike Anderson. Mike, welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, Damian, always good. Good to talk to you again. Thank you.
No, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on once again. So we're going to be chatting a bit about failure today and the importance of that. A lot of people look at it like a very big stumbling block and a hurdle, and it causes a lot of people to give up. But the way you look at it, you see it as quite a positive thing.
Absolutely, Damian. I don't like that word failure. I rather call it obstacle en route. No matter where we are in life, wherever we are, whatever we're doing, we are going to come up with obstacles en route.
Yeah.
And it's how you address these obstacles and your attitude towards that. And it's a big subject right now. Of course, over the pandemic period and the tragedies that came through it, many people felt that they went through many failures. But, these people will come back.
100%. Now, you said you don't like the word failure, but what do you think causes a lot of people to experience failure?
Well, let's look at this. Look at what Franklin D. Roosevelt says. He says, I'll do what I fear, and fear will disappear. Now, we have to understand this. People experience the fear of failure because it's what's happening in their mind. So failure itself is not failure. It is the fear of failure that causes most people to fail. Now, that's interesting. The reason you feel the fear is that you're uncertain about something.
Yeah.
However, if you're fully prepared or have done something many times, do you think you will still feel the fear?
No.
Absolutely not.
That's such a great point. I really like that idea of looking at it like that. Now, obviously, it's a very daunting task to start up a business, and a lot of people go into it with a bit of fear of failure, and it's quite a scary thing to do. Why do you think the fear of failing is especially so large when people are having the idea of starting a business?
The thing is, if you think about it, most people who want to start a business don't because of the fear of failure, which one can understand. But first of all, we mustn't be afraid of failure. Experiencing many failures is simply a part of life and business. In the end, failing fast and often will make you stronger. In fact, Damian, some of the most successful business ideas and companies were built on something learned from a previous mishap. Approach every failure. This is important. Approach every failure as a valuable lesson. Learn from it. Embrace it. Look at the bigger picture. Make changes and move on from it. Now, you only fail when you stop trying. As, of course, contradicting as it sounds, allow yourself to fail more and therefore win more. Fail faster, win faster. And this comes from the world's greatest entrepreneurs. We've all been through that. And that's why we can start getting used to that word failure, embracing it, moving forward in it. And importantly, every time we fail, we need to understand why, and let's try not to do that again.
No, you say that those who stub failure have adopted a life of mediocrity. Why do you say that?
Well, the point is that those, if you think about it, those that snub failure have adopted a life of mediocrity because life goes by in a flash.
Yeah.
Let's exit with substance, Damien. I would rather fail 1,000 times than never try. It's a vital ingredient for success. Will a life of mediocrity satisfy you, or will you opt to leave a legacy when you depart planet Earth? What becomes important? And what is very important to me, it's not how long I live, but it's how I live my years.
100%. I think that risk-reward factor is also such a big thing. If you're not risking very much, then your reward won't be so great. But if you are risking quite a bit and you're taking chances, that reward is ever greater. So how do we start to live a more impactful life?
Well, let's move on to the positive, Damien. Now look at what John Maxwell asks, why so many people work so hard without ever achieving or making an impact, while fewer who don't seem to work hard achieve so much. Often the case is that the busiest people out there in the world are the least successful. So in other words, the reason is simple. It is because of conformity, Damien. Research has shown that only 5% of the people in the world are able to achieve their life goals. Why is this? Because the remaining 95% are blind conformists who go through life accepting the way things are. Doing things differently is one of the keys to success. All you need to listen to is Albert Einstein. What did he say? Albert Einstein, doing things the way we have always done them and expecting different results is one of the definitions of insanity. If you want to experience a change, you must do things differently. We've got to stop following the crowd, and you can then become one of the top 5%. And just to shorten here, which is quite important, Damon, if you want to live an impactful life, you must break the mold. Stop being a blind conformist who just keeps with traditions. Challenging the status quo gives you the seeds of vision and opportunity. There are always better ways of doing things. Strive to be the one who will discover the better way. When you do this, windows of opportunity and abundant wealth will open widely for you.
Well, thank you for all the advice, Mike. We really appreciate it. And it's always such a pleasure having you on the show. I hope you have a fantastic week, and we'll catch up with you again next Tuesday.
Absolutely, Damian. You take care.
Stay well, Mike. Mike Anderson from NSBC Africa. Got such a great messaging from Noel. Noel, thank you so much. Noel says, hello, Damian. I think it was Malcolm McLaren that said, it is better to be a spectacular failure than a benign success. Noel, you couldn't have said it any better. Thank you so much for that. Catch the Business Boost every Tuesday at 12:30.
The Midday Mix on Mix 93.8.